Welcome to A Piece of CX. This week we're taking a look at Zoom Contact Center and the next generation of CX analytics. So I'm logged into Zoom here. This is my portal where as an administrator I can do all kinds of things across whatever I have the ability to administer. If I stay within my personal section though, I can go to Analytics and Reports, and you'll see now Contact Center is set to legacy and CX Analytics is new. So let's launch that. We get that popping up into a new window, and CX Analytics straight away is giving us a number of reports out of the box. So we have reports around agent performance, around customer engagement, so surveys essentially, dispositions, so reasons why calls took place, all manner of things. Expert Assist is interesting because again, that's going to tell you how your expert assistance is being used by your agents. Lots of stuff on queues and teams as well. So I can go into any of these, and these are different to your dashboards which you create. So here's a dashboard I created previously, for example. If I go here, I've got a number out of the box. You see these were created by Zoom. If I go in and we have a look at queue inbound, now I don't have a huge amount of data in this contact center at the moment, so I'm going to go year to date, and that way we get a bit more data. We can see what that looks like, what our service levels are, and you've got the ability to add various different filters here or here as well. We can have a look at this, understand in various different widgets what we're doing, and from this as well, we can export the entirety to an Excel or to a CSV. We can subscribe, we can duplicate, we can go into the settings and change various different things here as well. So lots out of the box, kind of a hybrid, I'd say, between dashboards and reporting. Looks like you can click through into various aspects of it as well. So again, if I go into agent performance, I'm just going to change that to year to date again. And with any of these, we can then filter and understand, and some of them we can then drill into and view the data detail and then export that where we want to. Lots of different views here. So we can then click into that, drill down into the engagement list, get all of the various different engagements and understand a bit more about them. And again, export to CSV if we want to. Where this seems to have real power though is when we start adding new reports. So if I click new report here and I'm going to say Chris Q test, I select the data set. I'm going to do Q inbound. I could do Q performance as well. Give it a description if I want to. And then I've got loads of data on the right hand side related to that paradigm. And here I also have my widgets. So I can put a line chart in, and you'll see every time I add something, it asks what's your X and what's your Y. So for this, for example, I'm going to do a month along the X, so along the bottom. And then at the top here, we are going to do in SLA. And again, I'm just going to change this to year to date. So we can see very quickly what this looks like. Imagine this with some really good data. We'll be pumping this platform full of more data to see what that looks like. But we can carry on adding more and more things here. So I can add a widget. We'll do a data table instead. And we can have 20 different things we can group by. So I'm going to do this again by month. And I'm going to select my measures. So queue offered, inbound handled, long abandoned. You'll see it just starts building stuff out for me as well. You'll see here it's also telling me what's going on, and I can very quickly view in dictionary. In fact, if I move myself out of the way, I can also click to see the data dictionary. I'm going to have to move myself back again now, with all manner of different bits of data that we can have a look at, and we can search easily as well. So again, we'll go to Q performance, and it will give you suggested use, the fields, and we can also download this as an Excel, so we get that data as well. It's available to us. We can also provide feedback, which is always handy, and we can pump that out, look at that on a full screen where we want to, where we get a bit more detail on the fields. So let's go back into this one here. We've started to build this out. We can add some more widgets. We can add a gauge. Again, single measure on this one. So we'll do service level. So you can really pull into the data that you want on this, depending on the paradigm, and really make it talk. So again, I am going to put my various different things in here in SLA. It's even telling me where I need to place it into. Go year there. We could even put channel in there. We could put queue name in there. Origin method, all that kind of stuff. And then it starts to build me out a look and feel. So I'm going to save that now. And I'm going to just now go back into it. Have a look at that. So getting my data across my various different paradigms that I want to look at. You can drill into that nice and easily. One thing you can't seem to do at the moment is change colors on these widgets. Everything is very Zoom blue. So you might want a bit of differentiation there between the various different widgets, which is something you don't have in this, but you can change around. Let's put this into day, make it more European, and we'll start the week on a Monday. Save that. I'll just change the look and feel a bit more. So a lot that you can do here with these reports. Again, if I change this paradigm to agent performance instead, click Chris Agent Test for consistency, click Add. And again, I add the widgets, that makes sense. So pie chart, for example. So here what you really want to do is drill into the data that matters. So maybe a pie chart for that isn't ideal, whereas a leaderboard might be quite useful. Again, leaderboard probably more associated with a team rather than an individual, but we can have a look at handled here, and it's going to look at it across that. If I change that again to month, even shows me where and where I shouldn't be making that change. So lots that you can do with the brand new CX Analytics from Zoom. If you have a Zoom contact center and are wanting more customized metrics, more customized data, then get into this side of the platform and start playing and let us know how you find it. Thank you very much for joining A Piece of CX.